I'm here with Gav at the Ukrainian club in Halifax. He's from the Stone Roses, a tribute band to the iconic indie group the Stone Roses. First of all, what actually made you start the band in the first place, and why choose to be a Stone Roses tribute band?
Well, it was one of those things a few years ago, actually. We've been doing it over 10 years now. So a friend of mine introduced me to the Roses at uni, and it was kind of weird how we got into it, because my brother's a guitarist, and we were kind of just listening along to the Roses. I introduced him to the Roses, and we were listening to play on the computer or something, and I just started singing along to Waterfall. He said he sounded like Ian Brown, and he started jamming the songs on guitar, and then he said, like, do you know a bass player? He said, yeah, we know one.
Yeah, that's it.
Baggy.
The bass.
And do you know a drummer? Yeah, we know Steve. He's not our drummer anymore, but he started jamming the songs out. We put a gig on, and it was busy, so we enjoyed it. That was it, really. That was how it started off. We didn't really choose to do it. We just kind of fell into doing it, really.
Yeah.
We were all playing in original bands at the time. And we had, for the first few years, we were playing in original bands, but we were playing the Roses tribute, and a lot of people come watching, and it was really good fun. And then in our original bands, it wasn't working out. We were playing in front of our mates in a pub, and that was it. So we just carried on concentrating on the Roses. It was good.
We're going to hear all the classics tonight, then.
Yeah, we're pretty much. Up till the Roses got back together, we were doing the classic Roses '89 show, 89-90 show. But now we've literally basically copying Heaton Park from what the lads are wearing, what the Roses are wearing on stage, to this pretty much the same set list bar up. I think
and the guitars songs as well, because I saw the
guitar. We've bought exactly the same clothing as they have. We spent a fortune on all that, but we just thought, like, if we're going to do this now, we might as well do it right, and do everything as close as we can to them. Yeah.
So I noticed the bass guitar, which, do you know, the psychedelic bass?
Yeah. We've got the Toby Jugs on the bass, so. Yeah, literally tried to recreate Heaton Park as best we can without the fireworks.
Is there a period of time with the Roses that you thought maybe weren't that good?
What, for us?
Yeah, as an opinion on the Stone Roses, did you think it was a part? Cause some people say Second Coming wasn't we actually
really like Second Coming. I think it's a great album. I think we only at the moment we do 3 or 4 songs off Second Coming. I think 3 songs, but that's through us playing other previous Second Coming songs in the past, and they haven't got us down well as some of the other ones. So I think it wouldn't really be our kind of opinion on it, because our opinion is that we think Second Coming is great, but we tend to do first album songs based around the fact that most of the audience want first album with a sprinkle of Second Coming. Yeah.
What's it like receiving great comments from like Manny, and what's it like playing with Clint Boone as well?
Clint, Manny's. I've not seen Manny for a few years actually, but he DJed with us once, and he had some nice things to say about us. We DJ a lot of the gigs we do now with Clint, the DJ before, and he's been a real champion of us. Like over the years, he's really helped us get the word about the band. So yeah, Clint's great. You have people like Bez and Sean Ryder DJ with us as well. Yeah. So for us, like, if people like that are okay with us doing it, then we shouldn't be worried what people think.
What's it like playing with Cressa on stage as well?
That was an experience. Yeah, it was weird. It was about a couple of years ago now, about 8 weeks before our Manchester gig. I got his text off saying, "Hi Gav, it's Cressa. Fancy doing it, something DJing with us." At first, I didn't know it. I couldn't believe it was him. Like, not that he's massively famous, but for us, it was Cressa from the Roses, and he was texting us asking if he could do something with us. So he ended up not DJing, but for us, which was better, he ended up getting on stage and dancing with us at a couple of shows. And he was a great fella, really good laugh, and he's good fella, and it was good those gigs we did. We could build it up by saying to people we've got a surprise, and that was Cressa. I think people were thinking it was going to be something else, but no. Yeah, it's good.
How do you think a tribute band can progress and get better? Is it just a case of sort of replicating the songs as best as you can?
Yeah, I think for us, we've always found that tribute bands, it's as much about drama as it is about music. You've really got to put on the same show. So we make every effort now we can to look exactly like them, and I think keeping on top of what they're doing musically is then important for us as well. We're doing the songs in the same structure as what they are doing now, etc. So I think copying how they are on stage, the clothes and the music is the key to it. Yeah.
What kind of impact did the Stone Roses actually reforming this year have on the band?
Crazy. I mean, the week they announced it, myself and the bass player Mike, we both had little girls like that were born, and it was just crazy because we were like having our first children in a way, and the Roses were announcing that, so that was crazy in itself. But it's been mad since. I think before the Heaton Park shows, we noticed a little bit of a dip because I think people were, there were the big comeback gigs. But since Heaton Park, it's been crazy with booking. I mean, we all work full time, so we're as busy as we want to be. Yeah. But yeah, the bookings, tonight's sold out. Last week we did 2 nights, our hometown, St Helens, and we've never done that in 15 years. Done 2 nights in our hometown. So I think although the Roses are doing some shows next year, they're only doing a couple of shows in London and Glasgow and the Isle of Wight Festival, so they're not doing those. Anyone who's from this area has got to travel either way. I'm not saying they're not going to do that, but I think what we found is that the reaction's been brilliant. Really good reaction. People just want to hear the music again, and they know that we're going to put on as good a show as we can, so they come out for it.
Do you think if the Stone Roses made some new music, would you perform them, or would it have to depend on how good the new stuff is?
I think you just hit the nail on the head there. I think really we would probably do them because we don't think it would be right of us to say, right, we're doing a Roses tribute, and then they bring out some new songs and then choose not to do them. Depending on how well received they are, I'm sure they will be. We'll be learning them. Yeah,
and it's quite possible that there is going to be some new tunes.
I think there will be a new album. Yeah, I think a lot of the idea about next year doing some more shows, particularly all over the world, is that there's going to be a new album. It's been kind of promised, it's been agreed, so you just never know with the Roses, but I'm sure it'll happen. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great as well.
And is there a bit of a rivalry with other Stone Roses tribute bands?
Not really, no, not really.
Have you ever spoke to any of the other ones?
No, I think not really. I think there's a Roses tribute based up in Glasgow.
Yeah, the complete
spot. That's where they're from, so they tend to do a lot of north, like Newcastle, Glasgow, up that way, and we're from the northwest, so we get a lot of our work is made around based around the north, and I think there's another Roses tribute now from Yorkshire who's emerged, who also do an Oasis show, and I think they're based in Yorkshire, so we don't see it as competition. We just go and do our thing, and if someone wants to book us again, we do it. It's simple as that, really. It's there's no rivalry.
You're obviously big fans of the Roses, but what other kind of music are you into? Is it similar music from that kind of Manchester period? Or
a little bit, but I think nowadays, I like listening to some of the newer bands that are coming about are alright, but it's the lads are into a bit of everything. I mean the Manchester stuff, the lads have always been into it, but because we've been doing the Roses so long now and have been around like that music, it's that a lot of the lads are into other stuff. The drummer, like through the week, he plays in a jazz band. He's a jazz drummer in a blues band. So I think there's loads of stuff knocking about nowadays that people think there's no scene at the moment. But bands like the Vaccines and all that coming and doing their thing, then I think it's all right. It's pretty healthy.
How far do you take the whole being in character thing? Does it kind of sometimes go off stage?
Literally, like a minute before it, we're just our normal selves, and then you just switch it on and switch it off. Like if you have a really good gig, then it's hard to go and work on a Monday morning. Don't get me wrong, but not in terms of like staying in personas. We literally switch on as soon as we go off stage. We switch off, and then that's how it works. Really, I think there are tributes out there who take it a bit too serious and try and. Apparently, I was talking to a guy the other week actually at the Liverpool Academy. There's a Johnny Cash tribute guy, and when he turns up at like 4 o'clock, like when he turns up at 4 o'clock for his sound check, he turns up with the accent on and everything like that. Then he's in character then. Yeah. So I find that quite interesting. But I think some tributes do it differently. We just switch on and off. Yeah.
And what's your favourite song to perform live?
Waterfall, for me, there's no doubt about it. Waterfall's my favourite song, by distance. I think it's great, and it's great now because we're doing Waterfall into Don't Stop, which is Waterfall backwards, which is what the Roses have done at Heaton Park. So we've learnt that now, and it's great. I love playing that song. It seems to get the crowd going as well. It's one of those songs that the crowd, as soon as you hear the guitar riff at the beginning, then people know what it is, and it gets everyone buzzing. Yeah.
Have you heard about the Spike Island film, and what are your thoughts on it?
I've only heard a little bit about it. A friend of mine actually from Witness, he's kind of got it. He went audition for it, said it sounded like good fun. But yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it keeps it all in you know, in the forefront of people's minds about what the Roses were all about. That was a massive, massive moment that in the history. So, if someone wants to make a film about it, yeah, good luck to them. Why not? Yeah, why not?
So what are your plans for the rest of this year then, and after the new year?
We've only got another gig next Saturday. Then we're going to break then. Playing National the Line just outside Manchester. Next year we're going to have January off, and then we don't really clump our gigs together. We'll do like 3 or 4 gigs each month. So we're doing Manchester, we're doing Burnley, Preston. We're doing a lot of our gigs next year, kind of northwest. But we don't really tend to go below Birmingham as much because. You know, I think obviously the Roses are popular everywhere, but they're more popular in the north, you know. So yeah, you got Manchester Warrington Par all booked again, which is a great gig for us. That's the gig that the Roses did just before the bit of a secret gig. So that's a great gig for us. So yeah, we're just going to keep doing it. We're enjoying it more than ever now because it's like being in a new band. For the last 15 years, it's been one show based around the Roses as they were in the late 80s, but now, you know, we look differently, we sound differently, and it's all fresh. So yeah, it's really enjoyable.
All right, well, thanks, Gav.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
And have a great show tonight.
No, thanks very much. Catch up later on if you want to hear anything. Yeah, give us a knock.